Hey, how you guys doing? Welcome back to another episode of Soulja Talk the podcast. I'm your host, Staff Sergeant McPherson, and on this show we discuss military topics with current and prior service members. Today we'll be going over the process of filling out the 1687, which I know a lot of Yankees out there might have a misconception of filling out the 1687. I know we do it a lot, but for some reason, every unit I go to, they have different guidelines of how to fill it out. So I want to go through the regulation and actually uh see what it says in the regulation on how to fill it out. So let's pull it up. So in AR 710-2-1, section 2-28, the authorization to request or receipt for supplies. So in this section, it explains how to fill out the 1687. So it says, on appointment, commanders or accountable officers will send a copy of assumption of command orders or appointing memorandum to each SSA from which supplies are drawn. This authorizes the commander or accountable officer to request and receipt for supplies. DA Form 1687 is used when accountable or responsible persons want to designate personnel as their authorized representatives to request or assign for supplies requiring formal accountability at the user level. DA Form 1687 will be used to request receipt for all property listed in AR 710-2, Class 7, narcotics, ammunition, control forms, cosmic items, and weapons. Commanders may designate additional items requiring control by DA Form 1687. So, for example, the PBO may designate persons under their control to request receipt for items from the SSA. Prepare enough copies to meet the local SSA needs. So I don't know where the misconception is at, but for some reason, at different units, the SSA require different needs. So say if you go to SSA, say, no, we don't need the manual signature on our 1687s, which is the wrong answer, because in the regulation it states that, we'll get to that later on. So if possible, designate different individuals to perform these actions to reduce potential for fraud, waste, and abuse. Then it says hand receipt holders or sub-hand receipt holders may designate personnel to sign, change documents in their absence. So you can also use 1687 to assign personnel to sign on your behalf if you're going on leave, or you're going on TDY or anything like that. You can also create a 1687 for other individuals to go and sign on your behalf, anything. So it says 1687 may use to delegate authority to a designated representative to sign or initial forms and record and records in this pamphlet. An example is the requirement to review and initial the document register outlined in paragraph 2-3. So it says the preparing unit or activity will keep a copy of the DA of the 1687 and send other copies to the proper SSA and PBO. So you will keep a copy on file, and you will send other copies as needed to other sections or wherever you go pick up supplies at, wherever you do transactions at. So say only the responsible or accountable officer or persons authorized by the 1687 will sign for those supplies. So don't think that you finna send someone else that's not on the 1687 to pick up supplies on your behalf. They won't get it. That's what they don't supposed to get it. So I'm just gonna put it like that. It says make sure you keep your 1687s current. So I know during inspections, this is one of the things that they check. So you want to make sure all your 1687s are current. Make sure whoever is working in that supply room that they are on each 1687, and who's ever not in the supply room that they are not on the 1687. So prepare a 1687 to add personnel as authorized representatives. Into the statement added, previous additions remain in effect in the remarks block. To delete personnel, prepare DA Form 1687 as shown in 2-10 and list the names of the person deleted. Personnel to be deleted do not sign or initial the card. Enter an X in the withdrawals from block. Circle this block using colored pencil or ink. Enter the words deleted. Other personnel listed remain in effect in the remarks block. DA Form 1687 expires on the date entered in the expiration block. When forms expire, prepare new forms. Personnel are required to digitally and manually sign the 1687. Contract personnel providing supply services to an accountable officer under contract. Designated 1687 as authorized representatives to receive and turn in government Title 10 property will be exempt from the dual signature requirement if not issue a government CAT. So they don't have a government CAT, they exempt from the dual signature requirement. DA Form 1687 will be annotated with contractor in the authorized personnel block following their name. Okay, so it's a contractor next to that to their name. Then they won't be authorized to they'll be exempt from the dual signature requirement if there's a contractor because they don't have a CAT card. Okay, so filling out the 1687, guys, by block, the date, you will enter the calendar date the form is prepared, organization receiving the supplies. So under organization, you will enter the name of the unit, and if prepared by hand receipt holder or delegate authority to request or receive for supplies, the hand receipt number or name of the section involved. So the organization is your unit and location. So the location, sometimes I mess up on this part. I be thinking that, okay, if I'm making a 1687 for the SSA, I will put the SSA's location on there, which is wrong. In the regulation, it says you enter the name of the installation on which the unit is located. So that'll be your unit location. You will say users will digitally sign the CAT card. And it says enter yes in the block for each person authorized to request supplies. Otherwise, enter no. Handwritten ink signature, authorized representatives will sign here. So it will be a digital signature and also handwritten signature. Then it says the responsible officer will sign. So where it says undersigns hereby delegates to, which is the commander responsible, which is the responsible supply officer or accountable officer, places an X in the appropriate box. Remarks will always be entered the SSA or whatever place you're doing transactions at, to which the form is being sent to. So then the officer will digitally sign. Their grade will be put in the grade box, the telephone number, and then they will manually sign under the unit identification code. So say if he's making a class 7, 1687, you put your PBO DODAC. Otherwise, you'll put that. Otherwise, if you're not, you'll just put your class 7 DODAC and your UIC. So expiration date, enter the expiration date of the card. The date is determined by the person making the delegation. Do not set a date later than the date the delegated authority is placed to remain in the job. So don't set a date that you know you're not going to be there. So you want to set that date according to how long you're going to be in the job. So that is basically the 1687 explained. I know there's a lot of misconceptions about how do I fill out a 1687 in every unit. So every unit, like I got to this unit that I'm in now, and they don't do wet signatures. So I'm thinking that it's a SSA thing, but really that's the wrong answer, because in the regulation, it clearly states right here that you should have digital and manual signatures on the 1687. So that clears up everything as far as that. So you guys, if you do like the content, please subscribe to the channel. Also follow the Instagram at the bottom of the screen. Continue to support Soulja Talk the podcast. I'm gonna continue to give you guys great content, continue to help you guys out as far as the Yankee community. So just leave comments in the leave comments on the video. Let me know what else you guys want to see. So this has been another episode of Soulja Talk the podcast, and I'll see you guys in formation.